Assalamu alaikum, good evening, Dumelang Aunt. Welcome to Salam Media, and this is Friday Night Live with me, ST. I'm your host, Sarfaraaz Takolia. We're coming to you live from the headquarters of Salam Media in Johannesburg. Good evening, and wherever you are, good day to you from around the globe as well. All of our viewers, listeners via the YouTube and the social media platforms of Salam Media on Facebook Live as well as those via the TuneIn app. We welcome one and all. We make shukr to the Almighty, firstly, for granting us the ability to witness another day of Jummah. Alhamdulillah. Coming up on tonight's program, jam-packed lineup. Yusuf Saib's in the building tonight, our F1 correspondent. We're talking about there's a rumor that apparently Formula One is heading to Saudi Arabia. Yes. So there's going to be a street circuit, and we're going to be highlighting what to expect. Also news about Red Bull, the teams, etc. We're then going to be speaking to Delman Favor, who is a football journalist, and we're going to be covering your football analysis of the week's games, Champions League, Europa League, as well as the Soweto Derby this weekend. Now, on the Tech Talk segment, we've got two segments. The one is going off the grid, and why you should or why you shouldn't, if you are considering that. We're going to be speaking to, obviously, Ralph Barrel in that regard. But later on, we wrap up the show with Jan Vermalen, who is from my broadband. We're talking about how easy it is to get hacked in South Africa. So keep it locked to Salam Media, and we'll be back after this.
To Salam Media.
Osman's Taj Mahal Spice and Rice. For over 80 years, Osman's Taj Mahal have been perfecting the art of the perfect blend of spices, pure, aromatic, and well-seasoned. Spices to tantalize your taste buds. From creative cuisines to gastronomical gourmet goodies. From exotic odors to traditional dishes, Osman's Taj Mahal have remained synonymous with quality spices and condiments. Taj Mahal rice, beans, and lentils. Try our range of chili bite mixes, rose and ilachi syrup, our quick and easy biryani pack, and our traditional range of spice blends. Osman's Taj Mahal. There is no substitute for quality.
A strip of land with over 2 million people blockaded for 13 years. Healthcare is on its knees, food is scarce, and water is inadequate. COVID has wreaked havoc in the lives of the people of Gaza. 53% of the population live below the poverty line. 80% of Gaza relies on external aid to survive. And 20,000 children are now orphans. The future is bleak. Please, don't forget Gaza. Donate now to Islamic Relief.
I was a foolish little child, crazy things I used to do, and all the pain I put you through. Mama, now I'm here for you, for all the times I made you cry, the days I told you lies. Now it's time for you to rise, for all the things you sacrificed. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind, if I could make it undone, I swear that I would make it up to you. Mama, grown up now, it's a brand new day. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Mama, grown up now, and it's not too late. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Now I finally understand your famous line about a day I faced in time. Cause now I got a child of mine, and even though I was so bad, I've learned so much from you. Now I'm trying to do it too. Love my kid the way you do. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind, if I could make it undone, I swear that I would make it up to you. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind, if I could make it undone, I swear that I would make it up to you. you. Mom, all grown up now. It's a brand new day. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Mom, all grown up now, and it's not too late. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. You know you are the number one for me. You know you are the number one for me. You know you are the number one for me. Oh, oh, number one for me. You know you are the number one for me. You know you are the number one for me. You know you are the number one for me. Oh, oh, number one for me. There's no one in this world that can take your place. Oh, I'm sorry for ever taking you for granted. Oh, I will use every chance I get to make you smile whenever I'm around you. Now I will try to love you like you love me. Only God knows how much you mean to me. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind, if I could make it undone, I swear that I would make it up to you. Mom, all grown up now, it's a brand new day. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Mom, all grown up now, and it's not too late. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Mom, all grown up now, it's a brand new day. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Mom, all grown up now, and it's not too late. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. The number one for me, the number one for me, the number one for me. Oh, oh, number one for me.
Welcome back. It's time for the F1 segment, and it's now time to get straight into the latest in Formula One with our correspondent Yusuf Saib. Yusuf, assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Welcome to the program once again.
Walaikum salam. How are you doing, bro?
Alhamdulillah, all good. See you all kitted out today, really strutting your stripes.
I'm trying to get
even the stripes under here. What's going on, eh?
Well, that's the, I think the US flag.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
US flag, Mercedes cap. This was the 2018 edition. Cap that Mercedes.
So clearly you're putting a lot of Mazina on your white cap. No,
I'm just
kidding.
You got a Scotch guard these things, you know.
No, just kidding. Anyway, welcome to everybody who is streaming in and tuning into the program. This is the F1 segment. Now, tonight we're discussing the F1 going to Saudi Arabia. So there's obviously, I think, about 3 Formula One races now in the Middle East also.
That's right.
We've got Abu Dhabi, we've got Saudi and Bahrain as well. Also, we pay tribute to the late Sabine Smith, was a racing driver and obviously a legendary F1 commentator, Murray Walker. Now, they obviously came with a wealth of experience into obviously the motorsport as we know it. And also, Michael Schumacher's son, Mick Schumacher, is making his debut with Haas. Very interesting. All right, let's jump straight into it. So I want to start with, obviously, for those who don't know Sabine Smith and obviously Murray Walker, why are we mentioning them tonight? How have they changed the racing game?
Okay, well, with Sabine Schmidt, she's female, and she was known as the Queen of Nurburgring. Consistently lapped the infamous Nurburgring in under 10 minutes in.
It's one of my favorite tracks on.
It's a beautiful,
it's
that's what it's famous for. And she featured also on Top Gear, BBC's Top Gear. It's public personality. Obviously, we don't know her personally, but public personality, very quick racing driver. So, I think she was 52 years of age. So quite saddened to hear of her passing.
Now, obviously, I mean, a woman taking on, and you're saying the Queen of the Nurburgring. It's one of the most grueling circuits. It is. I mean, it takes 12 or 14 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Some Skylines, Formula Ones, whatever. I'm not going to get into times now because you go very deep. But anyway, you say obviously she's the queen of this track.
Yeah.
When did she achieve this?
I think it's been constantly throughout her career because you know,
Dominating.
as I said, she would, consistently lap the circuit in under 10 minutes. And, generally it's a track to, measure, just how quick your car actually is.
Yes.
But you also need a driver with a good pedigree behind them to actually achieve that kind of lap times. And I mean, she even did it once in a van.
Okay.
Something like a Vito kind of style.
Wow.
Removing the seats, trying to drop as much weight as possible, keep it as light. And
Boosting
and
heavy.
you could see that van on the edge, leaning. She really leaned on it through the corners and really pushed the bar with it. So she was quite fearless in what she did. She had a lot of fun in what she did, and
Awesome.
you know,
Great to know. Well, for those who don't know who Sabine Smith, that's who she was, female, who obviously was the Queen of the Nurburgring. Now we talk about the legendary and the late rather legendary Formula One commentator Murray Walker. Many, F1 enthusiasts might know him. Some might not. I don't think Sadiq knows perhaps who's Murray Walker, but anyway.
well, if he does, it's good.
Yeah, anyway. This legendary commentator, talk to us. Obviously, his passing obviously comes at a time, obviously. in
Yeah,
Formula
it's
One.
quite sad. I mean, we've had the passing of so many famous people now in
Prominent,
Formula
yeah.
One. Charlie Whiting last year, the race director of Formula One, and then you've had Professor Sid Watkins. He was the one that actually declared Ayrton Senna dead.
Oh,
That
yes.
was back in '94 at the Imola Grand Prix. So, Murray Walker. In fact, when I started watching Formula One, which is something between 15 and 20 years ago, I used to hear his commentary, and he had a very. I think everyone's got their own personality. When they speak and the way they converse, and he had a very distinct personality.
Yeah.
He was a very, a different individual, and then he still do commentary, but it then passed over to the likes of Martin Brundle, also Formula One driver. So
Yes.
nowadays we hear him and David Croft on air. But of course, very saddened to hear about his passing as well.
Oh, well, we obviously pay tribute to them. We don't want to go, but too sad. It's a Friday. We want to keep the energy going. Mick Schumacher, Michael Schumacher's son,
Big boy.
obviously, coming with a big name, big surname.
And big
His
shoes.
dad had big credentials. He's making his debut this season with Haas. What do you make of, obviously, the appointment of Mick Schumacher to Haas? Why do you think he maybe went to that team and not maybe a Red Bull? I mean, when I say Red Bull, I see them where they developed Vettel over the years. A young Vettel. We're seeing a young Schumacher coming in.
Yeah. So let's keep in mind that Haas actually use Ferrari engines in their cars, and Mick Schumacher is obviously part of the Ferrari Academy.
Yes.
And so Ferrari
Naturally.
will do what they can to make sure that the teams that they supply, if not their own team, can get their drivers that they take through their own support and academies and get them into Formula One. So this is basically Mick Schumacher's entry into Formula One. I mean, you got to remember, getting to the likes of teams like Red Bull, you've got the likes of Max Verstappen there and Checo Perez. So it's not going to be that easy to get into that team straight away. It's not going to be easy to get into a team like Mercedes with a settled drivers lineup, and many of the other teams have very settled drivers lineup. So it's very difficult to break into the sport of Formula One, regardless of your name. But you do
have to
stand a
prove
great
it.
chance of getting. I mean, you take Schumacher, Mick Schumacher. I think the Schumacher name will definitely, play a part in him
Of
getting the
course.
sport. I mean, we saw Bruno Senna was the nephew of Ayrton Senna. He
Yes.
managed to get into the sport as well. Nico Rosberg, son of Kiki Rosberg. So obviously these names carry
Weight,
it
obviously.
carries weight, and it you would expect them at some point or another to make it into Formula One. But then it's obviously up dependent on them, to show their worth and show that they're on merit and show
Okay.
that they are capable of performing at high levels if they want to get further up the field.
Now, talking about performing at high levels, and when it comes to criticism, I know how you are with regards to Formula One. What do you make of Mick Schumacher's pedigree coming into the season on his debut? Who would you compare him with? Let's say maybe Leclerc.
He's dead.
Or maybe. Okay, but then
You know what?
Michael
I'm only
was
saying
Michael.
that.
This is a
I'm only saying
different
that.
era.
Yeah.
That was Mika Häkkinen and Michael Schumacher.
Yeah.
Coulthard. This is a totally different ball game.
I only say that because he's gonna be judged against his dad, like it or not.
Based on
and
his
that's
skill,
just
yeah.
how the media is. That's just how the public are. because they know what Michael Schumacher did. I mean, he was obviously the benchmark until obviously Lewis Hamilton came and smashed quite a few of those records. But Schumacher was obviously the benchmark. So, he walks into this season, in comparison to any other rookie that's walked into a Formula One season, probably with the most pressure from the lot.
Okay.
I feel that is from a media's perspective, because every move that he makes is going to be judged, and there's going to be some comparison drawn between him and just how good his dad is. And I think it would be nice if that comparison didn't happen, because you allow him then to settle in and get into his role and understand his capabilities and be his own person independent of his dad. I hope he can get that. I don't think he's going to, but
well, let's not take anything away from the youngster. I mean, he's making his debut. Let's see what
he's making his debut with Haas, and Haas haven't really developed their car much for this year, so we're not expecting them to be very strong.
They're not going to be very aggressive.
We're expecting them to actually struggle. To be fair, so his challenge is going to be jumping into a car that isn't that good, that isn't that planted through the corners, that doesn't probably have the best straight line speed. Things like that he's got to contend with. So he's jumping into a car that's definitely difficult to drive, and that's the challenge that he has, is to drive through.
So I got a question. He's obviously going to be using the wind tunnel this year.
well,
in our last preseason, we spoke about that tonight. Well, and I know you and your wind tunnel.
I mean, Haas didn't finish that high up the pecking order, so they would get more time in the wind tunnel. So they'll probably spend a lot of time in the simulation. That's generally what you find the drivers doing. This just sort of helps them get into the groove a little bit. Spend a lot of time with the simulators, with the engineers.
Like how you were coming to the studio, maybe on the highway today.
I was just sort of doing a bit of a practice demo around here and weaving through the traffic, try to clip the apexes, that sort of thing. Open the DRS at the right time.
Now, I want to move the discussion a bit to obviously the focus on Middle East. There's 3 Formula Ones now in the Middle East. We've got Saudi Arabia, Jeddah Street Circuit, 3rd to the 5th of December. This is one of the fastest street tracks in F1 history, apparently. So, obviously, I'm sure lots of money was spent. I'm looking at this thing. Wow.
Of the track. You can see a couple of long straights that they have. And
I want to just try and get this to our viewers as well, if Sadiq can just help with that. But if you look at the circuit, this looks really fantastic. You can see lots of open areas, chicanes, etc.
It's probably the second longest track on the calendar at 6.1 kilometers.
27 corners.
Yeah, the only other track that is longer than that in kilometers is the Spa-Francorchamps Belgium Grand Prix. It's about 7 somewhat.
And an average speed of 250 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, it's fairly high speed. It's fairly high speed. And that's a street circuit, so you've got to have a lot of nerves of steel, if that's the right word.
Clearly.
To go through the.
But the track looks amazing, man. I mean, it's really interesting to see the Jeddah Street Circuit.
It should be a night race as well, so floodlit as well. So I think.
You reckon like the Bahrain and Singapore ones?
Under floodlights. So I think the fans that are privileged enough to watch the inaugural race at Jeddah will be quite fortunate, to say the least. I think we should book some tickets. What do you think?
Well, after the show, we need to have a discussion with the powers that be for ticketing. But I must say, they've really spent a lot of money looking at this track. Wow, man! I mean, just look at this. Next to the ocean, just along the coastline. Wow, with the sky. It's just fantastic, guys. If you can just get this picture on, I'm hoping Sadiq can. But anyway, we're doing the preseason part 2 now. We were talking about Red Bull. And what do you make of their target this season? Do you think they're going to make championship? Where do you see them coming out? Do you see them taking a 1-2? I know you're definitely going to say no, because Mercedes.
No. Actually, I'm not going to say no. I tell you what. If we go back to preseason testing that just finished up now over the last weekend, they boasted actually the fastest times, and they looked the most strongest team out there in terms of their package. And on the flip side, surprise, we found Mercedes actually struggling, especially with the rear end of the car. The drivers complaining that it's a bit snappy and it's not quite there together. Whereas Red Bull, on the other hand, they were able to come out straight away out of the blocks and just, get through their programs. That's essentially what preseason testing is about, is where,
Making sure
the teams
the
have
team-
their set programs, and it's about trying to get through those programs. And Red Bull got through them quite well with some impressive lap times to go with that. So, you asked the question, are we talking potentially 1-2s from there? I'm not going to quite rule Mercedes out of the picture, but they definitely are contenders to give Mercedes a good run this season, I think.
Well, it's already 36 minutes after 7. That's where we leave it for tonight. Yusuf Saib, thanks for your time, brother, on the Formula One segment. Inshallah, on the next F1 segment, we'll cover more on this topics as well as the other teams we haven't as well. It's now 36 minutes after 7. We'll be back after this.